Turn now overseas to Greece, where the five-year financial crisis reached a tipping point this weekend after bailout talks between Athens and its Eurozone creditors broke down. The European Central Bank refused to extend vital funding to Greece's banks, forcing Athens to impose a 6-day emergency banking shutdown in order to stave off a complete banking collapse in that country. CNBC's Julia Chatterley joins us live from Athens. Julia, obviously this morning, Monday morning, people waking up, meant to be going to work. Obviously a lot of concern about the situation there. What is the latest this hour in Athens?
Thanks so much, Amy. You're absolutely right. The Greek people are waking up this morning to the realization that they can only take 60 euros out of a cash point per day. Also, that the banks, the stock market, going to be closed for at least a week. Pensioners and tourists, though, have been protected. They can still take cash out, but there's definitely a lot of concern about how people are going to pay their rent going forward, whether or not the banks are going to be shut. But I can tell you on a day-to-day basis, people are getting on as normal. There's tourist buses going round. The holidays, the hotels here are packed with holiday makers too, and a number of people that I spoke to when I arrived yesterday didn't even know that the situation was ongoing. So people are getting on with their lives, but there's also a concern about what this referendum is going to bring, if it's even going to go ahead. Remember, there's still 2 days until the current deal ends, the bailout deal ends. So we could see a U-turn from Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras. He may even call this referendum off. There's so many unknowns at this stage. But what I can tell you is the majority, 2/3 of these people, want to remain in the Eurozone. So the question is, even if those people say yes to a referendum, if it goes ahead this weekend, it could mean further political instability, even in an optimistic scenario. So I think people are just going day to day. We'll continue to try and take cash out. But what we saw over the weekend when people were queuing up at ATMs, around 40% only of those ATMs actually had cash in them. That wasn't due to a lack of available cash. That was just the logistical problem of actually filling the machines up. So I think people are cautious, but as you quite rightly said, they're getting on with their daily lives because they have to.
Julia Chatterley live for us in Athens, Greece. We'll be watching that story for the next 48 hours as well. Thank you, Julia.